Hello, everyone. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but welcome to possibly the stupidest stream idea that we've ever had. Um, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to do this, but we're going to do it anyway. So, as you can obviously tell by the title, we are running Tankathon until the Flyers have won one of the lotteries. So, obviously, the first or second pick. Just running that until they do it 100 times. I'm not going to end the stream until we're done that. There's should you watch this or the new? And I think you should watch that. Maybe you could do both at the same time. Go Sabres. What? Come on, man. Yeah, maybe you should do it at the same time. But I'm gonna just like cut right to it because I feel like I have a gut feeling it's gonna take a very long time. I was originally thinking of doing 200. Look at that. Look how nice that looks. I was really thinking of 200, but then I think it's smart to just play it safe because I honestly have a nightmare of this turning into like a way too long thing. Oh god. And now I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. Just had to deal with a little something something. It's okay. For all those paying attention at home, the Phantoms are down 3-0 to the Hershey Bears in game one. But that's not why we're here. I went off camera for a second. Oh my god, I was just running around. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's just get to it because I also have to figure out how to keep track of this. Let me open up a notepad on my computer and then just put down a number. Again, you won't be able to see this. Oh, maybe I can I present? No, I don't think so. Okay. I can't show you what number we're at. I should have thought of this earlier, but I can't show you what number we're at. But I'll have it in front of me, and honestly, it'll just be better that way. Okay. Let's do this. And again, if you want to chat about anything, it's going to be a long time. Yes. Okay, one. Fuck, I need to do this better. Sorry, you can't even see what I'm doing right now because it's so stupid. Where the fuck is this? No, I want the toolbar. I'm losing my mind. Dude, okay. Let's do this. Let's do this. There you go. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. 1. Seattle. No. Philadelphia. Again. 2. And I think I'm gonna do it either of the top 2 picks, because obviously with this draft it's Michael Miso or Matthew Schaefer. So it's just way more chill that way. Okay. Again. Oh my god, I'm gonna be done before 10 o'clock at this rate. Jesus. Okay. Bob, I'm watching you. Stop saying go Sabres. I love you. Okay. No, that's not what we want. Nashville, you don't deserve it. Buffalo, there you go, Bob. Terrible. Phil, okay. That's one of the 2. Because again, I think most fans of any team should be pretty happy with getting one of the top 2 picks. There's basically that's the tier, and then everything else kind of just will follow. But any of the top 2 picks. So we're at 4. No. Drop down. No. They stay at Columbus. Wow. Okay. I feel like we're going to be here for a while. So if anyone has a cool movie that they're watching or something, Detroit, that'd be terrible. Why'd that take too long? Are you guys watching? I know Florida and Tampa is crazy right now. I think Florida is still up, if I'm not mistaken. Let's probably watch that instead. Just kidding. Terrible. Wow, a streak. This went on for too long. Okay, 5. There we go. Number 5. Say in the chat the dozen or so did I just hit? Okay, I think that was 6. Say in the chat of if it's not the Flyers that you guys want to win the draft lottery, who do you think really deserves it? Obviously Bob has his answer, but yeah, there you go, Buffalo. Okay, 7. That's 7. Okay. I feel like I should probably put some music on or something. Anyone listen to cool albums in the chat? What is your preferred Flyers head coach? How do you feel about the Rick Tocchet news of it getting louder and louder that he's going to come to Philly. Okay, Seattle. No, we don't want you. Flyers, perfect. Columbus winning another lottery, and like obviously just you could just move up 10, so it'd be the third pick. Honestly, not kind of a feel good story after what they've done. Ponder says if it's not us, I want San Jose and Nashville, so it's not Chicago, and we still pick fourth. Honestly, yeah, like yeah, obviously, I think ideally you wouldn't want the Flyers to move down at all, so it couldn't be just like like Detroit gets up there. No, that'd be not fun. There we go. Lucky number 9. Boston. No. Bad. Stupid. 10. We're at 10. We're 10%. I was just gonna say we're 10% there. Yeah, of course. You fucking idiot. Jesus. Another one. 11. Oh my god. Philadelphia win again. I wasn't fucking paying attention. I'm gonna say 12. If someone told me that was the same one, I'm sorry. Roll back the tape. I can't even count. I'm a hockey blogger. I can't count. That's 12. Okay. So was this 12? The one with the Seattle Ponder? I need to know. Because if you lie to me. 13 now. Okay, thank you. I'm doing it right. I'm surprised, honestly. Anyone listening to any cool albums or anything? Okay, 14. This can go by fast. Honestly, maybe I should have done 200. Been live for 13 minutes, and it's like one a minute. I have been listening to the new. It's not typically my wheelhouse, as I wear like my friend's hardcore band shirt. Prison, Barrie, Ontario. No, I'll be here forever because that literally is one of the more likely situations. And honestly, Anaheim might be my least favorite. Is that Gumby? What's up? I think Anaheim and Pittsburgh, if they both win the lottery, it's very unlikely that what's up? It's well fuck, what was I saying? If Pittsburgh and Anaheim are the two teams that suddenly just go up the rankings and then like Flyers drop down 2 spots to 6, I think that's the worst case scenario. Just like knowing where those teams are. And obviously Anaheim, the whole like Cutter thing. I might have missed one. I don't know. It's just like it feels miserable. It would feel miserable if like Anaheim suddenly like, oh, you can just go along with another one, 15. You could just like with all your young talent that's available to you, all your endless 16. All your endless young players and like just had so many top 5 picks recently and they've just wasted it away because of terrible decision making by Pat Verbeek and before that. Pens, Rangers worse because we end up with both of these. Yeah. That'd be bad. Honestly, like, and if I had to pick, I feel like Schaefer to the Rangers, I feel like he would eventually just leave. Because, like, I feel like it'd be like a Keandre Miller situation. Obviously, he hasn't left, but like he's close to it. Man, they keep on dropping. No, not Boston. I do have a gut feeling that obviously it's a lottery, so you can't just be like, I have a gut feeling this is going to happen because it's just literally percentages and numbers and rolling some balls. But I have a gut feeling that Boston is going to win one of the two lotteries. Just like reward them super quickly, get Misa over to Boston, and then suddenly Pasternak has a center other than Elias Lindholm or Pavel Zacha that he can play with. And if he goes to Boston, he'd probably play right away because they obviously need, Boston Buffalo. Terrible situation. Man, it's been a while. Where's Steve? Where's Steve to say been a while? Philadelphia, perfect. 17. Wayne Simmons. Terrible. Chicago Rangers. Philly, perfect. And honestly, if it was a clean win like that, no other nonsense of like Anaheim joining Philadelphia in the top 2 or something like that, or like Buffalo coming in. If it was a clean, like this team jumped up 3 spots, everyone else went down ahead of them. That's it. Philly was the only team that won the lottery, and San Jose just got the other one. If it was clean like that, I'd be rejoicing. Honestly, if anyone's paying attention, another one, 19. If anyone's paying attention to prospects, and obviously if you follow the channel or stuff we've been writing recently, I've been watching a lot of these players as much as I can because I just love also just watching junior hockey. Wow, clean. Okay, another one. 20. It does feel a little more up in the air than people Thanks, company. It does feel a little more up in the air for Schaefer and Misa because like both of those players are so good in other ways that I feel like I would love to hear anyone that has like even watched highlights of the players or like read a lot of scouting reports, like what your preference would be. Because I'm leaning Misa, honestly. After reading a bunch of stuff and watching him play with Saginaw, he's just a different. It feels, and obviously Schaefer doesn't help that. Like Schaefer hasn't played in a very long time. 21. He hasn't. Hagen's. Okay at 4. Yes, Hagen's. I think Hagen's at 4 is perfect, but I literally think it's Misa and Schaefer that are going top 2, and that's why I'm going with like whatever wins. But yeah, I've loved how Misa's played, and a scout. I've heard scouts say if like, yeah, don't think Misa is center. I think that's it's fair, but also there's also that concern with Hagen's too. Like, yeah, I think Misa play is more of a center than even Frondell. If you're talking about Frondell and stuff and more options in the top 5, Frondell, I think out of all the centers that are in that top ranking that the Flyers could be selecting, Frondell, I think, is the highest likelihood of eventually becoming a winger just because he performs better and the things that he does is better suited on the wing. Like, would you rather have a third line center that can do the things that he does or a complementary top 6 winger that again will finish net front? We wrote it on broadstreethockey.com. Read and pay the $5, read and subscribe. I think it was free though. We're doing the draft boards for free because I think a lot of this stuff just to get out there and make us look smart. On the draft board for 23, Frondell, I think it was Cole wrote it. Cole Keller. We've been talking about it in the little chat we have. I think Frondell's comparison a lot and how he plays is Zach Hyman. Like, think of peak Zach Hyman. Think of he like last year Zach Hyman scoring 50 goals. Like, all he does is net front. He has a big enough body. He can body positioning is like what he does, but he needs other talent to drive and to enter the zone with them and to create the play, and he's like the end result of a play, if that makes sense. I hope I did that 23. But honestly, like this might be the first draft in a while that I don't have 24. Of course I'm rambling too. That this might be the first draft in a while where I couldn't complain about them taking one of the players that is supposed to go super high with that first pick. Say if they don't win the lottery and they're at 4 or even 5, you go down the options. Like Ponder already put, like Hagen's might drop. I think that's everyone's kind of first choice. Be like, oh well, if it's Hagen's, then that's fine. Then you go into Anton Frondel again, not a perfect player, but he's interesting and like literally just is scoring more at the Hockey Allsvenskan level as a draft year eligible than like Elias Pettersson, like that type of player. But again, he's playing with Victor Eklund. Those two together are going crazy. And then yeah, as Pacino Alex just put, Caleb Noyer and Jake O'Brien are also centers that I think are going to be pretty good hockey players in the NHL. I think Caleb Noyer maybe just tops out as like a middle 6 center. But if you have Desnoyers and Luchenko, and then 25, we're a quarter way there, folks. If you have like Desnoyers and Luchenko, and then you get like another center, like Braden Coots maybe available later, like you just get depth. You would go the quality route or the quantity route over kind of quality. Okay. We're at 25, the quarter mark. I might have to go. Maybe not. Okay. I'm rambling too much. Seattle, Detroit. Buffalo, Detroit. No. Chicago, Boston. Philly. Perfect. 26. But yeah, as I was saying, I think those other two options. Oh, do I take that? They won a lottery, but because Detroit, yeah, so 27. Like, well, as I was saying, like I think Desnoyers and O'Brien. I think more Desnoyers. 28. He is the type of player that, like, in a vacuum, he might not be a top 6 center. Was that 28 or 29? I don't know. I'll go again. In a vacuum, he might not be a top line center who can drive his own line. But as I've been reading and listening to scouts say, that he's the type of player who might be perfectly suited for like to be Mitchkov center. Like he's playing with Julius Sumpf right now, another draft eligible out in Moncton, and they're playing ultimately very, very well together. Like possibly as the best duo in the queue, definitely. So it's just like a matter of fact of like he might be that center that needs strong wingers to really elevate his game. 29. But if you get your long-term 1C, that's not like the most quintessential 1C. Like you're not getting a Barkov in this draft. If you get a Rupe Hintz level 1C, if you get that kind of like top line center that obviously like isn't the primary driver on their line, but they're a 1C because they can play well with those players. If you get that out of this season, then It's not terrible. It fills a hole. 30. We're at 30, folks. Yes, 31. Again, if that is not what you just want out of a top pick, then I think it kind of nice 32. Then I think like it's fine, but obviously them winning the lottery is the best case scenario, 33. But again, as I was saying way earlier, as I stopped rambling my mind, 34. This is the first draft in a while where I couldn't really think of a player that like I definitely don't want them to draft, or I couldn't hear out their reasoning of why they say pick Desnoyers over Frondel or O'Brien or anything like that. 35. Like I could probably see where they drop. The one player I want them to avoid is Roger McQueen, but everything 36. Everything that everyone's saying and people in the know are saying that teams are actually wary of his injury so much that he might drop to like 15 or something. Yeah, if Desnoyers goes like I know Pronman had him at 3, and obviously he's pretty tuned in with what teams are thinking. Yeah, McQueen's if Pronman has him at 3 and he goes 3, then that's a little high, like crazy high. But what was I saying? But yeah, like there's no other player that like even if they drop to 6 and then like so you get Misa, Schaefer, Higgins, Desnoyers, Martone, and like who did I even say? Frondel. Sorry. Jesus. Too much talking. Frondel, then who's left? Then you get O'Brien, you get Eklund. Like that, if that's worst case scenario, if you get Victor Eklund who drove Frondel's line, or you get Martone drops there, like you get a very powerful winger who doesn't play, honestly, for his size, doesn't play physically. He's not a Kachuk guy. Like everyone kind of wants to make the comparison just because he has size and he's like lighting up the OHL. I don't think he plays Kachuk like he has softer skills than Kachuk, if that makes sense. Just take your time, Tankathon. Oh, thank you. 38. Yeah, like honestly, I'm fine. 39. Matvey Michkov. I'm fine with like any player that could potentially go up around there. Like it all works out. And because like we said and like Ponder said, like McQueen, I think is definitely going to be dropping. I don't even know if he's a top 10 pick now. Like everyone's saying like he might just drop out completely because that injury. And then it's like he might get taken, like say this lottery happens. Terrible. But like McQueen it might be the Rangers that take him down here, or Detroit, like these teams that are just on the cusp of a playoffs. And like, okay, we need a guy who like drops out of the first round. Wow. Honestly. But like if you're the Flyers and he is available at like pick 25 or whatever, yeah, like at one of these picks, I know one of these picks are probably going to be higher, like lower, just because one of these teams are going to make the conference final. If he's around here, I'd be fine taking him down there. Like I'd pick him down here, but not up here. Like I'd be fine taking him down here. And there might be more interesting players, like a Bill Zonin. I already mentioned Braden Coots. Cullen Potter's probably gone by then, but like Carter Bear might drop because he had an Achilles kind of injury. There might be players that are available down there, like Eric Nielsen. I think Scouch had a really cool video on him. I still have to watch it, but I know that he likes Nielsen, and I trust what he says about players that I'm not really able to watch a whole lot because I'm primarily watching juniors. That's 40, like CHL. But yeah, like there's so many interesting players that might be available down around there that it's like I've just been thinking about the Flyers taking at that spot. But if McQueen's down there, 41, if McQueen's down there, then it's like, why not? You have if you have all 3 picks, if McQueen turns out, you suddenly have Taine Thompson, and kind of where Tage was taken at the latter, like late in the first round. But yeah, it's just poor timing too, because McQueen was able to come back. Like he was injured for most of the season, and he was able to come back for a little bit and didn't show a whole lot. Like if he came back, if he say was injured throughout last offseason, came back and had a couple good months, playoffs and stuff, and showed, then he'll probably, he'd probably be up there. I feel like we should like watch a movie or something. Holy shit. Another one. 42. Man, I can't wait. Like this is me just like shit. I had no plans of what to talk about. All I had planned was, wouldn't it be funny if 43, if if I went live and I could not end the live stream until the Flyers won a certain amount of draft lotteries on tankathon.com. Okay, this is a great question. Thank you, Pacino. Do you think, can I highlight this? Look at that. Do you think the Flyers draft all centers? So last year, I think it was Danny that said it. Fuck, where's my notepad? 44. Yeah, I believe it was Danny that said that. That said, obviously, we have a position of need, position of need. I don't know if said need. That is at in the middle, down the middle. So they went out and drafted Luchenko. They drafted Jack Berglund, who's kind of more projectable because he's massive. And apparently had wrong like skate size, like something about that. I haven't seen a whole lot of him, but from people that I talk to that have seen him play a lot in the SHL and stuff, and he's fine. Like he'll probably be over there for like 3 or 4 years. And they drafted Heikki Ruohonen out of the Finnish kid that's out of the USHL and heading to Harvard, I believe. I don't know if it's next season or this upcoming season. So they drafted a lot of centers like up front, and then they had the Spencer Gill pick in there, but it was a lot of centers. Like it was an abnormal amount of centers just to take. I think with obviously the top pick, I think they take a center unless it's Schaefer. I love Jackson Smith. I love what he can do, but I think if you're picking between Jackson Smith and like a Jake O'Brien, then it's like take the center that scored a bunch of points in the OHL for a pretty good team. And Jake O'Brien, I think, is a very interesting player. Yeah, Jackson Smith is great. Like I think he's going to serve a team very well. And if like Jackson Smith is a player that when the Flyers were winning after Tortorella and they were like projected to be like 7 and then maybe drop down to 8 or something, at 8 I'd be like, all the good forwards might be gone. You might be literally thinking about like, do we draft McQueen now? Or do you like if you're thinking of Lyndon Lakovich or Jackson Smith, I think you just take Jackson Smith. You take the defenseman. But yeah, I so I think that would be the only option with the first pick, and then the next pick, like you see the mock drafts. Let's actually look at Tankathon's mock draft. Let's do one here. Oh my god, the fucking Islanders, you fucking idiots. So yeah, let's take again Braden Coots. I love Braden Coots. Braden Coots is like my little pet like my little like late first round pet because I want him there. Sasha Boumedienne, if I said that right. Obviously, at BU because he's like European and stuff. Was able to play his draft year, and then I think he just set the record for most points at the U18s by a defenseman. I think it's like 16 in 4 games or something like that. It's fucked. And then yeah, Blake Fielder is fine, kind of safe. No one's taking Rabkin in the first round. Yeah, like there's too many good centers available. Like even if you like say have these two, I don't like Jack Murtaugh, but say you take that and then a Bill's on. So Bill is on, and it says left wing. He played primarily center. For the Huskies there. Jack Nesbitt, no, he's just big and slow. I really like Cole McKinney. I think he'd be an option with one of their second picks if he doesn't go up that high. If they take Simon Wang, I would hate that. Just maybe in the second round, sure. He's just so raw. Like when I saw him with the Gens, I did not see anything. Like skates decently. Man, if the Habs take Eric Nielsen, Jesus. Nathan Bem, fine, whatever. Honestly, I don't really like this draft for them. Anyways, I think if they take all centers, it'd be 46. It'd be definitely they'd probably target centers with maybe the first 2 picks, and then with their third first rounder, unless they move up or down or whatever, they could think about like a Boumedienne or what's another guy. Logan Hensler's probably be gone by then because defensemen always jump too. Defensemen always go up too high. So like Hensler will probably be gone. Fiddler might be an option, but it's like he's kind of an Oliver Ponk-esque pick of just like sure, like nothing too exciting, but he'll probably play in the NHL. And honestly, so I've been trying to pay attention to the draft league throughout the full year. I usually do this, but I don't do it every time. I think last year I just did like 1 month, just because I couldn't handle it. But I thought this draft was super interesting, so I've been watching and paying attention throughout the full year. It took until literally, I think earlier this week, to make the connection of Blake Fiddler is Vernon Fiddler's son. I think that was the first time. I'm 30. That was the first time where I felt truly old because I remember vividly watching Vernon Fiddler play and like think about him. I think what made it me feel old, like watching players. Like I watch Aginla, I love. He's one of my favorite players of all time, and seeing his kid get drafted last year, I did not feel old. It was just like that makes sense. He was kind of older. As I was watching, the thing I think with Fiddler that got me is I remember writing, like, oh, this team should trade for. I forget if I was writing for all like the national stuff at Yahoo. Obviously, if you don't know who I am, it wasn't at BSH. But I remember writing like, oh, blank team should trade for Vernon Fiddler at the deadline. 48. Danny Briere. I remember writing like, oh, Vernon Fiddler should be a trade deadline candidate for this team to like solidify their depth, whatever. Writing that. So I think that's why I feel old, because it was during my most 50. We made it. We're halfway. Oh shit, sorry. I still have your thing highlighted. I think that's what made me feel old, of like, I remember thinking Fiddler should be traded to another team and like writing about it. And as I started blogging and all this stuff, thinking I had things to say about the sport. How many are we at? We're at 51. I'm sorry that I couldn't put a display. I have my notepad open. My notepad app. Yeah, I know I'm ancient. I'm a old 30. That San Jose record is disgusting. I know, dude. That's crazy. Oh my god. What was like? I don't want to like anyone to dox themselves, but give me some examples of like 52. We're at 52. Don't give me examples of 52. When you felt old, like, was it like Mark Howe if you're really old? Yeah, did people feel that back then? It's like, oh, this is Gordy's son. Oh, and Gordy's still playing. Don't worry. Just chill. What an underrated guy, Mark Howe. Jesus. Maybe he should be with the Flyers. Actually, is he up to anything? Mark? I bet he's a senior consultant somewhere. I'm looking up Mark Howe. What's he up to? He's with the Red Wings. Director of Professional Scouting. Yeah, of course he is. Oh, he's been with the Red Wings since 95. I should probably know that. What an underrated guy. Honestly, like if you wanted to say Mark Howe is a top 20 defenseman of all time, I'd probably say. Like, yeah, I don't know. You obviously know Philly people. He's just super he might be the most I don't want to blogify this, but most underrated defenseman, most underrated Flyers defenseman of all time, Mark Howe, because I don't think he gets mentioned enough in like among Flyers greats. 53. Maybe it's because he didn't hang around with the team and it's like, I'm gonna go hang out in Detroit since 1992. 54, by the way. 55. 56. We're rolling now. We're rolling. Okay. Terrible roll. Pens don't deserve it. Does anyone else feel when I felt decrepit? Sorry, I just like stopped in the middle of a sentence to read a comment. When I felt decrepit was when Thornton retired and I was older than every active. Okay, that kind of gets you. So my draft year is 2012. My draft year. It was when I turned 18. It was 2012. So I remember like Morgan Riley, Matt Dumba, all those players. Scott Lawton. Fuck, that's 57, I think. So it's like when those players start to like be like the old man that hasn't won a cup, I think that's when I'm gonna feel really old. Now it's just like guy that might hit free agency or older veteran trade deadline, has played 600 games or whatever. But that's like overall. I think seeing a player's son, 58, that you've written about, because I think I've been blogging for 10 years now, 10 or 11 years. That's like when you're really paying attention to the whole league. And it's like, oh, that guy has a son now that's draft eligible. What was that one before? Detroit and Columbus going up. That's 59. 60. Maybe I'm doing this too fast. Just too good. Anyone watching anything good? Other than Panthers Lightning, which I think is 6-3 Panthers. I'm going to win the series. I think Washington just ended the series. Yeah. Fucking Pierre LeBrun is blowing up my phone with his tweets about how great Montreal's season was. Okay, buddy. Oh my God. 61. So sick. We're at 61, folks. $62. Okay, this next one is going to be actually how the lottery turns out. Fine. Fine by me. Chicago, take whoever you want. Whatever. Then you can't win a lottery for the rest of time. I think it's 3 years. You can't. What's the new rule? Someone tell me. You can't, if you win the lottery, you can't win. If you win the lottery, if you win a draft lottery, you cannot be up there again. Like once every 3 years, I think. So that means no like McKenna and no Landon DuPont in Chicago, which is fine. Fine by me. Unless I think it's unless you finish dead last and then you technically didn't win the lottery, you're just like picking where you're supposed to pick. Stupid. You can only move up twice in 5 years. That makes more sense. Letting the potty for your own pick. Yes. As I was saying, like if you're in the top 2, but you just stay there, like Chicago just did, that wouldn't count as a thing. $64. We're at 64. Windows 64. And then, did I just say Windows 64? We're at 64, JH. What's up? 69, buddy. I'll fucking tell you when we're at 69. Yeah, we're at 64. 65. No more 64. I can avoid that brain fart where I said Windows 64. 65. 6. I know, dude. I might just keep this up. Just keep that displaying that. Everyone sees my pain. 67. 1967. Beliefs. Honestly, I tried to get another person to join me. They're all busy watching hockey and watching good hockey, watching the Phantoms lose. Sorry, spoiler. They lost game 1. It sucks. Shut out. Uh, 68. What's up? Daft Digit. Yes. Yeah, Yager. I am my boss. I didn't even introduce. You know what this whole thing is? I didn't even introduce myself at this pain. She needs to pay you. Yeah, Kelly needs to. 69. Wait, was that 69? Am I at 70 now? Ponder, please tell me you're keeping up with me. I think I hit sim and I started talking. 70 now. Sorry, JH. I missed it. I didn't reflect on us being at 69. Now we're at 70. Okay, everyone close your eyes. Take a moment. We were at 69 for a moment. I'm sorry, I let you all down. Fucking hell. Yeah, tell Kelly. She's probably sleeping right now. 71. Bada boo. Bada bing. Yeah, like I was saying, I was trying to get people, but they're all doing cooler things than me. Because I had this stupid idea of, oh, you just go live and you can't leave your computer. Okay, I'm not doing 420. I just decided to, oh, you go live and you can't leave. Can't turn off the stream until Flyers have hit 100 lottery wins as we just go insane together. Okay, please no. I have to go to bed. I have to sleep. It's a work night. Come on. 75. 3/4 the way. Folks, please. I don't want a mutiny. The chat's giving me a mutiny. Okay, so 76. All right. JH, tell me, who do you want the next Flyers head coach to be? I'm always interested in people's opinions. And anyone else tell me too. Daft Digit, tell me. Coffee. Oh, then like Shaw. Yeah. I think Bradshaw just makes a whole lot of sense. It's just I think Bill said it on PHLY. Like it's a way to basically hire a short-term guy. Like, obviously you don't want to think about firing Shaw because he's like, everyone loves him and he's done so well for this team. But he's a guy that you could ultimately like, okay, that like proven Jim Montgomery, Mike Sullivan, if he gets fired by the Rangers, if he goes there, Bruce Cassidy, like those top level coaches, if they're suddenly available in 2 or 3 years and Shaw's still here, then it's like, okay, like we're ready to take that next jump. If Shaw's not doing it, if the team's kind of stagnating into a bubble playoff team, then you can kind of fire Shaw and replace him with that proven. But honestly, like Shaw just hanging out until that happens. Again, you don't want to do that because you don't want to like outwardly say that because it'd be like, well, if I'm just a sitting duck until you could get a proven coach until someone fires one of those guys, what am I doing? That was 78, by the way, 78, 79. Then, yeah, you don't want to say that, but it's I think Shaw makes a lot of sense. I want new blood from outside the org. Todd Nelson, Jeff Halpern, Marcus Sturm. Oh, if you like Jeff Halpern, I'm writing a quick little blog, maybe for tomorrow or Friday. Basically outlining some coaches. Maybe this is also a video, so maybe I don't want to say. It's like coaching candidates that no one's talking about. Halpern's one of them. Like I think he interviewed for the Capitals job before Carberry took it. I've done so well as an assistant, but it's looking at like other assistants around the league. Um, that like no one's talking about for the Flyers. Maybe it's because they don't really want to hire like a like unproven guy. Sorry, I'm still muted. But yeah, like I think other assistants around the league could be an interesting option. Jeff Hopper's one of them on my list that like no one has mentioned. I don't think any show or podcast or anything article. Okay, yeah, JH. Like I've talked myself into talk it being fine. Like, and ultimately, like it's not exciting. It's not like progressive. It's not thinking in a way where how I would run, how like what kind of coach I would want. But if they love him so much, sorry, my headphones are like killing my head. But if they like him so much, God, I gotta cough again. God, that's crazy. But if they love talking so much, then I could talk myself into being fine with him. Like, and that one season in Vancouver was crazy. His coaching effects aren't like all that like bad. Um, I think, but I think the ultimate option, like JH just pointed out, that if they hire Talkett and then Shaw, and he doesn't want Shaw as one of his assistants, I think that's a one way to be like, okay, this is bad. Like, all instantly, I think they value Shaw too much that I think it has to be under consideration that whatever coach comes in, unless he's like fully taking over, um, like if it was Mike Sullivan or something, and he's like, no, I don't want Shaw. Okay, you're proven. Whatever, you could do what you want. If it's Talkett, and he's like, oh, I don't want Shaw. Come on, man. You know, hire Adam Foote again. So we get Gonchar. Gonchar in Pittsburgh was a good coach, but anyways. 83. Yeah, I'm out of his queue. Yeah, Quinville's. I don't even want to mention it. Like that's a no. That's doesn't make sense for him. Doesn't make sense for Philly. It'd be stupid. 84. Mikhail Grovsky. Remember him? 85. 86. We're closing in. Wow. You can taste it. 87. No player that wears that. 88. Big E. 89. Oh my God. Are we going to do it before? Are we going to do it before the hour? Is it just going to take an hour to do 100? 90. What was. Sorry, this is so stupid. You want to know where my head's at right now? I saw 90 and I was like, was that Andreas Nodal? What number did you wear? It is Tony Dick. Nodal wore 15 and 14. Only 90 in Flyers history. Wow. Okay. Wow. Andreas Nodal. I hate that guy's in my head. He played 127 games for the Flyers. Stopped in 2012. I was in high school when he was playing for the Flyers. Maybe that's why. 90. I was at 90. Only 90 and 5. I think 90 is a good jersey number, honestly. I think hockey jerseys, if you have a like linesman, like an offensive linesman number on a hockey jersey, I think it's sick. Oh, breaking news. Breaking news. Wow, let me pull this up. I don't know if everyone has Kevin Weeks. Fuck. I don't know if everyone has Kevin Weeks as get on with it. Are you talking to me? I don't know if anyone has Kevin Weeks. Just read it. As told by Kevin Weeks, just tweeted, like literally just tweeted, it popped up on my phone. I have his notifications on because he always seems like first to a bunch of things. I'm told Western Michigan coach Pat Ferschweiler interviewed with the Flyers this week. He was a teammate of Keith Jones for 2 seasons. We already knew that. Fresh off WMU's first ever championship. Interesting. Honestly, he might be inside that Powerade container. Exactly. I wonder if anyone's talking. Oh, fuck. I get to break. I got to break it to the BSH Slack. If you want to know. Okay. Jesus, that my head's too big. No, fuck. Where's Tankathon? I'm going insane, dude. Okay. There we go. Oh my god. Yeah, yikes. I'm sorry if you're watching on any screen that's decently sized. Yeah, for real. Oh fuck, I missed one. 91. Fedorov. Yeah, okay. Okay. JH, stop slandering me. I know my pores are big. I have big pores. I think my camera's only 720 anyways. Maybe not. It's 1080 maybe. I hope some people are watching and going to the PHLY diehard draft lottery party. That'll be fun. And I think obviously Kelly will be there. Other BSH people. Yeah. Jay, honestly, that's the whole thing is like this organization like keeps things so quiet. That's like you're going sick. Glad you are. What was I gonna say? Flyers keep everything so quiet, like with Jones and Briere. I wouldn't be surprised if all this talk noise, that's 92. All this talk noise, like recently, like, oh, Flyers are interested in talk blah, blah, blah. It's coming from talk Yeah, there you go. The last time talk is relevant. Like it could like Talkit loves to talk to people. That's all you hear about. Talkit loves to talk to media members, loves to talk other people around the league. So I wonder if 93, if like all this noise is like coming from talk and be like, oh, if I'm not in Vancouver, I would love to be in Philly. Yeah, 93 Jake. Miss him. Oh, there you go. Brother Charlie was saying that today. 94. Yeah, I think I heard from Merrick that Talkie loves to talk. Talkie talk. Yeah, I mean probably. They're smart guys. Yeah. 95. Ooh, so close. So close. Yeah. I love like a little peek into Well, being like, imagine if you're like a gaming streamer. It was totally on the PHLY show. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Rick Tockett, that's a good one. We in the BSH Slack, fuck, I forget what we said. I think it was Dickie Talks. Is gonna be his nickname if he's here. Dickie Talks. So I'm starting that now. Dickie Talks. Like TOCCS. Dickie Talks. Oh, this is brutal. Okay, 97. Some shit player wears that number. Okay, just kidding. Who do you think? So on the 101, 98. I wonder what the lottery will look like on the 100th. 99. Okay. Some fucking bum or that. Or that number. Okay. There we go. And honestly, that's 100. We made it, folks. We made it. We made it. We made it. We made it. No, I'm not doing 420. I'm sorry. I'm not. It's honestly that, and like I was saying as I was sorry, my mic's probably loud. I was just gonna say, as we were kind of simming, if no, I gotta stay to my rule. I gotta, this is a hard and fast rule of 100. I was just saying, as I was simming going through, that's like, I think that what the 100th hit, 100th lottery win, I think that might be the ideal one. And it is. It literally is. If you look, Philly won. Misa or Schaefer, welcome to Philadelphia. San Jose, you drop one. I'm sorry, but that's fine. And then Columbus goes up to 3. They get rewarded a little bit by how just everyone was cheering for them. I don't think it's like the one team you could not hate. I think has like Pittsburgh and Columbus will eventually be a rivalry. There's playoffs and stuff, and it'll eventually be fun. Maybe Tampa hates them because of that one series, but Columbus, no one hates you. They win the lottery, go up to 3. You get James Higgins. Or maybe they trade the pick. Maybe they go to 3, trade it for Jesper Bratt out of New Jersey. I don't think they do that, but you trade it or something. Get something crazy. You get rewarded. But yeah, that's it. If there's anyone with like, honestly, we haven't done streaming in a little bit that I forgot to even plug the channel. So please subscribe if you're not. We're gonna be doing a bunch, like endless prospect coverage, endless draft stuff. Like this is just if you've been hanging around and I've been talking about what I think about this draft and deep first rounders, second rounders, third rounders, then I've been watching enough of these players that I think I formed some opinion. So we're gonna be doing draft stuff. We're gonna be prospect coverage after the draft. More shift by shifts are coming. We haven't done them in a little bit, where we've watched every shift of a certain player or prospect in the Flyers org. Leading up to the draft, we're hoping to do shift by shifts of prospects. So after the lottery, maybe shift by shifts of players that could be taken where the Flyers are. So say if they're at 5 or 6, then do like a Jake O'Brien shift by shift, and then a Jackson Smith, maybe, just because we want to have some fun. Roger McQueen, no, not really. Caleb Denoye. The Swedish players will be a little hard to get their full games. So yeah, only need to write us about Misa. I know we wanted to do shift by shifts of Misa and Schaefer before the lottery, because like it's just we wanted to do that before. Right, I'm Thomas. I should have a name. But there's fuck, what was I saying? I know Gilbs is on there. I put it. That's why. Wait, one sec. I think I quote tweeted from the BSH account, my own account. You can follow me on Twitter or whatever, Blue Sky. But yeah, I think I know beards and whatever. But I think we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff, draft, prospects, off-season stuff. So just stay tuned, subscribe, like this video if you haven't liked it so far, like it. Comment how cool it was to watch a guy ramble for over an hour. But yeah, I think I'm gonna leave. We hit 100 in like an hour and 10 minutes. Thank you. I'm so sorry. Everyone just had to hear me ramble for so long. But yeah, like and subscribe. Stay tuned. Read broadstreethockey.com. I literally come. Oh, look at that. Look, we already have something about the Phantoms game on Broad Street Hockey. Okay, now you're seeing actually WordPress stuff. Sorry, I'm logged in. Sneak peek. Read broadstreethockey.com. Do all that stuff. Yeah. Anyways, like, see, I don't know how to end this. My mind is blank because I've been talking and rambling with you, lovely chat, for so long. I'm Sledge Williams on all socials. Follow broadstreethockey.com. No one even commented on my little guy over here. My little Bill Daly, but it's me. Whatever. All right. Bye, everyone. I don't know how to end this. Fuck.